You guys want any snacks or drinks?
Root beer and chocolate bar.
Coke and recess.
Mountain Dew and M&M's.
What about you guys?
I'll just take him out new.
Same. I'll take a water.
See, I knew it was him. I knew they should have killed him when they had the chance.
I don't know about you guys, but once they examine that body we found in our basement, I want to take a look and see if there is any relationship to Carmine Cruz.
I believe there is.
So, you kids are gonna visit the Longfellow house? Yes. I know a lot about that old house. You do? Ah, yes. Its builder, Daniel Smith Graham, was my great ancestor. When he had my grandmother, he tried to turn her into a slave owner. He wanted her to marry a man named Willard Martin. However, she refused to become a slave owner, so she was sadly disowned. She befriended and rescued a slave girl named Audrey Jefferson. They eventually escaped a new life.
Audrey Jefferson. That was my great-grandmother.
Ah, yes, it's a small world after all. You say this man was named Willard Martin. Any idea what happened to him? No idea. All I know is that he went missing and no one ever found him. I'm so sorry a relative of mine was cruel to a relative of yours.
It's okay, man.
So what are we doing here?
I just haven't been in here in a while since I moved to Stevenson. You guys want to join me? That's my grandma's doll collection.
It's creepy.
They used to be in the bedroom that I slept in when staying here. Had trouble sleeping for a long time.
I can imagine so.
Guys, help me move this photograph.
It's dated in 1943. Dear Lillian, that's my great-grandma. I am ashamed that you left me and your Uncle Graham with that, I'm not saying that word, slave girl. That abomination against all mankind. However, I have finally married someone and now have a child of my own, Willard Martin II, to continue my family name. I feel I should now tell you that I never worshipped the same God as you, but rather one down below. We are rising up, for we have been planning this since we first started. I thought I could make you my bride, but it looks like that time is past due. Just prepare yourself for what is to arrive. My son will inherit my wealth after my passing, and he'll take over from me. Sincerely, Willard Martin.
There's another letter in here, too.
Dear Lillian, I've heard that you have a child of your own. I got a glimpse of her, such a fine-looking child, perfect for a sacrifice. However, your God's protection over you is too much for me to get close. It won't be for long, though. My father has passed, so I have his estate now. But know this, our demon born of human flesh has gathered enough souls that we will soon be dominant over you. You should have married my father. You really should have. Sincerely, Willard Martin, Jr.
Good afternoon, my friend. What brings you to the old Longfellow house?
My kid and his friends want to look through it for research for their history class.
Well, come on in. I'll give you a tour. Here's the study.
What's wrong here?
What do you mean?
Is it okay we open it to that page?
By God. This book is as old as me, and I have never even bothered to notice that.
What do you think it goes to? What are you doing, Kyle?
Trying to see how the house is structured. Permission to tear this wallpaper?
I guess. This is all new to me.
What are these?
To me, they look like blueprints of some kind of underground catacombs.
There's where my house is.
What's this all about?
Have you ever heard of a slave owner named Willard Martin?
Sounds familiar.
Well, we believe he was a descendant of the Martin family from Exshire, England.
They were convicted of doing bizarre satanic rituals.
Yeah, and this member's son disappeared in Stevenson and is most likely still alive.
So we're not just doing this for a school project.
Trying to solve a mystery, eh? Haha, got a couple of goonies here.
But we have to keep a secret from my parents because they might find it too dangerous.
You may not want to do that, but I'll try and keep your word for it.
Hey Rick, I think I found something.
What is it?
Well, as you remember, we found a fingerprint of Cruz of the clothing of Antoine.
Huh. And I found something odd, too. I was looking through the archives to find out more about Carmen Cruz, and I found some info. It says he was born in 1940, March 21st. Also says he fought in the Korean War. I would say that we found out more about him, but there's a major problem. It says this man died in 2000, approximately the same time he first showed up in our databases.
Think we faked his death?
Not too sure. However, there are some DNA samples in the archives that say they have frozen. I'm gonna get a sample to try and find out.
You okay, Lena?
Yeah, it's just this letter. It was directed towards my mother when she was younger.
Whoever wrote it is probably dead by now.
But Marty said that your brother tried to find him. But he disappeared, so he's probably still out there.
Lena, it's okay. He hasn't appeared for a long time.
Maybe you're right, but it just creeps me out so much.
You guys ready to go home?
Yes.
Okay, your mom and I are going to go talk to Heather and join them for the memorial for Antoine. So you guys stay home with Nelson.
We got something really weird here.
What's that?
I checked the DNA sample, and it has no match with the DNA of the Carmen Cruz we're looking for.
How the hell is that even possible?
I have a strong feeling that our murder isn't actually Carmen Cruz, and must have taken his identity after his death.
Considering that he died in 2000 and appeared that same year, the timelines add up.
We need to talk to Heather and the West couple about this. If worse comes to worse, we may have to go to the cemetery and see if we can find the real Carmen Cruz.
Probably the only way we can get a real DNA sample.
It just doesn't make any sense. Why are they all broken out and not together?
It looks like they all led to different points. If that's the case, that would mean that they built the catacombs to bring them to certain areas so that they wouldn't be traced down.
Okay, that makes more sense.
What the hell was that?
Nelson? Nelson? He's asleep and I really don't want to wake him up.
Are you suggesting we go down there alone?
Wait a minute. The blueprints. Let me see the blueprints.
According to my blueprints, this tunnel leads to the cemetery.
Maybe we shouldn't go in.
I've seen that light before. It's harmless. I think it wants us to follow it.
Are you crazy?
Well, what do you think? I don't think it's harmful. I'm sure it's not.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. It'll keep us safe. Come on. We gotta follow it.
Well, we've encountered a problem. You see, the guy we're looking for first showed up in our databases in 2000. He wasn't much of a threat until 2005 when we found out that he had 2 girls with a woman that he raped and killed. They found the girls in a tunnel near the cemetery. They were beaten and bruised. They took the girls to be adopted and put into psychiatric care, and Carmen Cruz was arrested. However, the Carmen Cruz we found in the archives has records, completely different from that.
We have a feeling that our guy took on his identity as some sort of alias.
We also did a DNA check and found that Carmen Cruz's DNA had absolutely no match with the man we're looking for. So our plan is that after Anton's memorial, we're going to go search the cemetery for the real guy. First of all, we need to run some tests to see if we can find exactly where he's buried.
Sounds okay to me. We'll go to the park to get ready for the memorial.
Hey guys, I'm gonna run over to... Oh shit.